Have you ever wondered where the idea of Parliament came from? It's not just a big fancy building where politicians argue. It's a concept that has been shaped over 1,000 years of rebellion, revolution, and relentless debate. Let's take a trip back in time and uncover the epic story of Parliament. Our journey begins in Anglo-Saxon England, long before the iconic Houses of Parliament stood by the Thames. Kings didn't rule alone. They consulted a council of wise men, the Witnagemot. This group of nobles and church leaders advised the king on major decisions. It wasn't exactly democracy, but it was a crucial first step, the idea that a ruler should listen to their people, or at least the most powerful ones. Then, 1066 happened. William the Conqueror and the Normans invaded, shaking everything up. The Witnagemot evolved into the Curia Regis, or the King's Court. This was still a small circle of the king's closest advisors, but the seeds of something bigger were being sown. The real turning point came in 1215. King John was unpopular, to say the least. He taxed everyone heavily to fund his wars and pretty much did whatever he wanted. The barons had enough. They cornered him at a place called Runnymede and forced him to sign a document that would change the world, the Magna Carta. This great charter established that everyone, including the king, was subject to the law. It also included a vital clause. No new taxes could be levied without the common consent of the realm. This was a game changer. To get this common consent, kings started summoning representatives from counties and towns to meet with the nobles and clergy. These gatherings were the early parliaments. The word parliament itself comes from the French word parler, which means to talk, and boy, did they talk! Throughout the 13th and 14th centuries, Parliament grew in power. It started splitting into two separate chambers. The nobles and high-ranking clergy formed what would become the House of Lords, while the knights and town representatives became the House of Commons. The Commons quickly realized they had a powerful bargaining chip: money. The king always needed cash for wars and his lavish lifestyle. The Commons would only agree to grant taxes if the king listened to their petitions and addressed their grievances. This power of the purse became Parliament's ultimate weapon. Fast forward to the 17th century and things got really dramatic. The Stuart kings, like Charles I, believed in the divine right of kings, meaning they thought God had chosen them to rule and they didn't need to answer to anyone, especially not Parliament. This led to a massive power struggle, culminating in the English Civil War. Parliament, led by figures like Oliver Cromwell, raised its own army and fought against the king. In a shocking turn of events, they won, executed the king, and even tried running the country as a republic. Though the monarchy was eventually restored, the message was clear: Parliament could not be ignored. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 solidified this once and for all. It led to the Bill of Rights in 1689, which officially limited the monarch's power and established the supremacy of Parliament. From then on, Britain was a constitutional monarchy, where the king or queen reigns, but Parliament rules. Over the next few centuries, the system continued to evolve. The right to vote, once limited to a tiny fraction of wealthy landowners, was gradually extended through a series of reform acts in the 19th and 20th centuries, eventually including working-class men and, finally, women. Today, the UK Parliament is a model that has inspired countless governments around the world. It's a living institution, a testament to a long and often bloody struggle for representation, accountability, and the belief that power should belong to the people, not just the powerful. From a simple council of wise men to a complex, bicameral legislature, the history of Parliament is the story of how ordinary people fought to have their voices heard. So the next time you see a parliamentary debate on the news, remember the centuries of history behind it. It's more than just politics. It's the legacy of a revolution that never truly ended. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.